Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Matre Namaha. During this Sharad Navaratris, we have learned how to do Devi Upasanas through Kirtana, through Parayana. There is another form of doing Devi Upasana which is practiced from many years and traditions, and it's called Bomakulu. Bomakulu is a beautiful form of displaying Devi and Devatas, different rupas based on Agama, Itihasaa and Purana. And it's also an opportunity to display the storytelling in Itihasaa, and we had an opportunity to visit many Bomakulus this Navaratri, and I would like to share one Navaratri video where we went with Gayatri and Karthic's house, and where Gayatri beautifully describes how she put the effort and the details, and in the video she explains also what are the different background of her display, not only of the Devi Devatas, but also she has a beautiful concept of different Tirtha-sthalas. So enjoy this Bomakulu, and this is another way we have an excellent tradition for us to display the art form, different colorful, and it's also useful for kids to understand, very tactical way of understanding our Itihasaa and Puranas.
This year our new set is Puri Jagannath, Balarama and Subhadra one, and a couple others as well I will go through. So some people have seen it every year, so you know pretty much what it is, right? Some unique sets are, these are Kondapalli toys, the one in the center, and then Rama with Guhan in the boat, and that one is Kondapalli. And this one, if some people don't know, this is Madurai. Kallalagar is it's a Perumal, it's a Vishnu's form, who is the brother of Meenakshi. So he comes down the river to attend her marriage ceremony every year. So that one is Kallalagar. And other than that, it's all Dashavataram, Ashtalakshmi, Murugar, and the one below Satyanarayana Swami, that is Arunachaleshwara. Just below Satyanarayana Swami. Annamalaya and Unnamalaya. Yeah. And the next is Meenakshi, Kamakshi, Visalakshi, Annapurneshwari, Bala Tripura Sundari, Akhilandeshwari, Thiruvanekal, Akhilandeshwari, and that is Murugar, Bala Murugar. So, Vinayagar, yes. That Vinayagar is made of cow dung. Yeah. So this one is the central one. The theme for this year, I put it there, is Yatranubhavam. So we have chosen 5 yatras and all kinds of stories layered along with the yatra. The first one is the one that we go often in Kali Yuga, which is Tirumala Yatra. So I maybe like, if you can peek and see, you can see. You have created both the Tirupati down and the Tirupati upstairs. So, Tirupati and Tirumala. On the right, we can see the Garuda entrance, and then Srivari Metlu, and then on side the road is also going. Actually, I put the board and all. Maybe afterwards I'll move this so you can see clearly. And then there we have main temple. And we got Annamacharya this year. Very beautifully it came to us this year, this Annamacharya. So Annamacharya with Balaji on his lap, with Venkateshwara Swami on his lap, because for him the bhavam is Vatsalyam, right? He looks at him like his baby and sings Jo Achutananda, so depicting that. So the idea here was he is sitting there and looking at all the devotees coming to Tirumala with Shraddha. So we named this as Shraddha Yatra, the first one. Second one is the one right here in blue. That is Krishna's Dwaraka. Dwaraka's Prema Yatra. So just I'll explain first, then you can come and see. The one on top is the surface level, which has Bait Dwaraka, which is the only portion left now. The rest of it is gone underwater. So now the Indian government is letting people scuba dive and go and explore with prior permission and training and all that. So recently, there has been research done for many years, but recent researchers have found that they found remnants of gold pillars, remnants of ruins and rare metals and all. So we just created like a ruined palace and pillars just onto our imagination. and you'll see a guy who's scuba diving and taking photos inside. So, mele submarine, there is a guy trying to scuba dive. You see one guy scuba diving and taking photos. So, that is a recreation of Dwaraka. Second is this one. This one we all know, Rama Setu. We named this as Dharma Yatra because he's making this journey for Dharma, right? To win over Ravana. Sir, he can explain it better than anyone, but I'm just saying in very layman's terms. So this one depicts Hanuman, Rama, Lakshmana and all the Vanaras and also Jambavan right here. They write Ram, Ram in the stone and place it so that it floats. And they use it as the bridge and go, right? And we just created a Hanuman here flying. I have to switch it on, sorry, I forgot. The next one here is Pandarpur Bhakti Yatra. Yeah, so Pandarpur is in Maharashtra, most of us know. So this is Pandurangan and Rukmini, Vittal and Rakumahi they call in local language. So for many who don't know how Pandarpur became famous or how it was formed or how Swami manifested there. So there was a time when Rukmini is originally from Maharashtra, from Vidarbha region. She goes once to see her parents, and Krishna goes after a few days in search of her. When he goes there, he hears about this person called Pundalika. His name is Pundalika. He would have had a very different past, but he would have turned to a good leaf and be a very devoted man, a big bhakta of Narayana. So having heard about him so much, Krishna will be like, let me go and see who this person is. He goes, there is a river called Chandrabhaga, he crosses the river, goes to that person's hut. If you can speak later, there is Pundalika's mom and dad and Pundalika. Pundalika will be serving his mom and dad, like pressing their feet and serving them, doing seva. So Krishna comes and he is so excited to see him and he calls out, Pundalika, look who's here. Immediately he doesn't turn, like all of us get curious and we turn, right? But he's so engrossed and he's so concentrated and so engrossed in helping his parents that he will say, whoever it is, please wait. And he will throw a brick that he has, and in a very, not rudely, in a very good way only. He says, my apologies, but whoever it is, please wait there. I will attend to you after I'm done with my duties. So Krishna stands there with hands on his hips, and he looks at him in awe. So that's how he stayed there for Pandarpur. Later when Pundalika goes and says, I'm sorry, I did not see that it was you. He says, you don't have to be, because you are doing, that is also bhakti. You are serving your parents. Nothing more is more impressionable for me. So he is in awe of his bhakti and he stays there with Rukmini to bless the devotees. So every year I've shown hundreds of devotees walk barefoot. It's called Varkari. They sing abhangas, bhajans of Pandarinatha, and they go see him. So this is a very, very well known, very beautiful yatra of the Kali Yuga. So we wanted to show it, Bhakti Yatra. The last one is Gnana Yatra. This is typically not a yatra as such, but in this story, two of them go on two different yatras which teaches us certain things. So we wanted to show that. I'm sure everybody knows the story of Subramanya Swami and Ganesha asking for the Gnana Param, right? So what happens is, for the kids, Muruga or Karthikeya immediately rides on his peacock and he starts circling the universe so that he comes first in the race. Whereas Ganesha, he has his little Mushika, his little mouse, and he's thinking hard, and then he starts doing circumambulation around his parents. He starts doing parikrama around his parents. So they say in a very funny way that he was the first to do Kailash parikrama. So he showed us the direction for that.
He says that his parents are his whole world.
So he says my parents are my universe, right? And whereas Muruga goes around and he comes back, and of course he doesn't get the fruit. The fruit goes to Ganesha, and the story goes that he leaves and goes to Parani. In a funny way for kids, it will look like a fight between siblings. It is not exactly like that. The Tattvam, there is a concept here that Ganesha shows that he sees the world in divinity, whereas Muruga says that he sees the divinity in the world. That is the Tattvam that Skanda Puranam shows us from that. And the story says that he goes, settles down in Parani and blesses the devotees. He becomes the god of the land, right? And after few days, Parvati goes on and says, we are missing you a lot, like come back, Vandir Tripi, we cannot live without you. And he says, what you did was not fair, why did you give it to him, right? I also came first, like I went around and I took all the efforts. That time Parvati says, you are born from the third eye of Shiva, right? You don't need any fruit for your Gnana, you don't need Gnana Param, you are Gnana Param yourself. you are the fruit of knowledge yourself. That's a famous thing that happens. And also they say that Shiva and Parvati missed him so much that they came down south and settled in Sri Sailam. That's how we have the Sri Sailam temple to be with Muruga. So that is the Yatra, the 5 Yatras. The last one here, just as a tribute, we did 2 contemporary stories in line with the theme. Just as we are able to enjoy all these Yatras and temples because people before us, our forefathers, fought for it, right? So we chose 2 queens. One is a Chola queen. Her name is Sembiyan Mahadevi. That's her name. That is her. She was a very, very staunch Shaivite and a big Shiva Bhakta. She equally built, she was known as the grand architect of the Chola fortunes. All the things that you get from Chola architecture, she was the mastermind behind it. So we thought it was very fitting to pay a tribute to her with this theme. So this one right next to her, his name is Sekkidar. He wrote Periya Puranam. He is a Shaivite saint. He was a prime minister in Chola dynasty. So we have made him also. That is Kundavai, her niece. So this is the Chola land. This is the Gangaikonda Cholapuram, the temple that she designed. Also a very beautiful fact about her is we all know Nataraja Swami, right? The dancing form. The one who made it famous, making many copies of it sending through the world was her. So a lot of spreading art, architecture, patronage of art, poetry, architecture. She did a lot of things so that all these things remain for us today to enjoy. So that is her. Few centuries later, in the 14th century, that is Queen Ahilyabai Holkar. So we did her also because she was very instrumental in preserving temples. She was very instrumental in designing and making sure things stayed, but she was very good at preserving it. So her husband was killed by Aurangzeb in a war. He was beheaded. Then she goes into hiding for a few years. Later she joins with the local confederacy. She comes back, goes on a war and wins over the Mughal army. Later she doesn't stop there because it's not like I have got my thing back and I stop there. She thinks for the larger good. She thinks about dharma. So whatever money she has, she starts rebuilding all temples, matas, ghats. If we have Char Dham Yatra we're able to do today, it's because thanks to her. She rebuilt Kashi, she rebuilt Ayodhya, she even rebuilt all the 4 dhams, and she also rebuilt Rameshwari, which was also partially destroyed by invasion. Just as a tribute to our Yatra theme, we did these.